Hey everybody, this is Rob's Tech. I'm back again working on another computer. If you like my videos, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would, please subscribe so that when I put out future content, you'll be the first to know. So I'm going to turn my light on here, give us a little bit more light. So I'm working on my son's computer today. He was in school, you know, all of the rules or of the way things are going with school, so we sent him with one of our own personal computers. Somehow or another he dropped it. When he dropped it at school, it seemingly, from what we can tell, it fell on the, let's find it, it fell on the power button. Here we go. Well, when it fell on the power button, it actually broke the actual power button, if you can see. Well, that's a little close and this is a little bit small, but it broke the solder joint on it. So at that point, I went ahead, looked up where I could buy one, or found the board in and of itself where I could buy one, and went ahead and purchased it because basically without that soldering joint, it wasn't working. It wasn't coming on, it wasn't powering on. So I can't say for 100% sure that switching it out will work because, as I stated, he dropped it. But here's the new part, here's the old part. Like I said, the piece is still here, but the soldering joint has broken. I can look at trying to fix it, but the board only cost me about $22, so I figured just buy another board at that point in time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I removed the first board. So here I have the kit that I use just to kind of store my screws in. So I've already removed the screws from it at a when I took the previous board out, and I just left them out, put the top back on. Figure that was the best thing I could do, basically, so that I wasn't increasing my work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the case off so that I can get back to where I removed that board from. So here we have the inside, and this is where I removed the board from. So what I'm going to do here, just so that I don't mess anything else up, I want to go ahead and ground myself to the equipment. So that's going to be the first thing I do. Next thing, I'm going to remove this one from the package. Okay, yep, everything looked good. The soldering, obviously new piece, looks good. Now the only thing that this new one didn't come with was this cable, and I didn't see a great deal that came with the cable, but this one here, the new one didn't, but figure I could just repurpose this cable onto it. So I'm going to remove this cable and I'm going to put it onto the other board. Alright, so I removed the cable. Going to place it on our new board. That all looks good. It's in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this back where the old one came out of. And what I will say is when it broke, this piece broke. So what I'm thinking about going ahead and doing is gluing this piece back on. Where it came off should be simple enough to just go ahead and glue it back in. It'll take a few moments to dry, and then once it's dried, then I'm going to come back and put the new board into the computer. So let me first go ahead and get my glue. Alright, so I'm back with my glue. This glue should take roughly, shouldn't take that long to go ahead and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. Alright, let's first see what I'm doing wrong here. Looks like I just keep clicking it. Yep, brand new thing of glue. So, okay. It stopped. It told me to go until it stopped clicking, so it stopped. So now I'm just putting some glue there. And it was located right here. So I'm just going to stick it right back where it was. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll give it some time to set in so that it can adhere. And we'll be back here shortly to go ahead and actually put the board in. Alright everybody, so giving this enough time to dry. So what I did, so I didn't lose the screws on these, I went ahead and put them in their place. So now I'm going to remove those. And there was 3 of them, so I'm going to remove them. One, 2, and we should be able to find how well this is placed when taking out the screw. Seems to be placed pretty good. It's not moving, it's not wobbling, which is exactly what we want. We don't want it to wobble or move. Alright, so now we're going to place our board back in here. Everything's aligning appropriately. So when I originally removed the board, it was removed from, this half of it was removed from this portion here. So once I get done screwing this back in, I'm going to go ahead and place it back in there. Then after that, I'm going to turn the computer over and I'm going to put the cover back on. But before I screw it in, I'm going to go ahead and see if the computer is working. Because otherwise I'm going to have to troubleshoot it more and see if I can't then determine, hey, what's the problem? Why isn't it coming on now? So I'm going to plug this in here. Alright, there we go. We're going to press down on that to secure it. So now I have it all plugged up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this back over this as it was on the last one. As you can see, we've got flaps in different places. This one covering the memory. So I'm just going to place it back as it was on the previous one. I'm going to close our glue so that I don't spill it anywhere. Put up my tools that I use to remove the cover, because I won't need those to put it back on. And I'm going to disengage. Now I'm going to get my cover, place it on, clip it in. Alright, so we're all clipped in. So now what I'm going to do, I actually think I will go ahead and put the screws in, because yesterday when I was trying to do this to see if it would work, I realized that it was kind of not opening properly. So in order to get it to open properly, and like I said, hopefully that's the only problem, so we'll be able to get it to turn on and you'll be able to see that. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So it seems as if I'm always having to fix a computer, and I guess with 4 children and none of them capable of being responsible. Granted, I don't really expect the 5-year-old to be responsible in that nature. As I said, I'm not sure what it was he did that caused it to knock down. There's been several times they do dances in the class, so they're getting up, and he's got his headphones at school, so maybe he got up and twisted around or something and it pulled off the desk. Maybe he got up, you know, turned to hear what somebody else was saying and accidentally swiped his arm around. I said, really don't know, but at the end of the day, nonetheless, the computer did fall and land for all intents and purposes, from what I can tell, from what it looked like with the board, which I'll try to see if I can't get a picture or a better picture of, you know, where it broke off, and try to get you, you know, some insight into, like I said, where the soldering joint broke. So I got 2 more screws to put in here. Alright, so I may have to go grab the power cord, but we will find out here in just a moment. So, hit the power button, and looks like we're about to have a working computer again. So, he's been using another computer at school, so I'm definitely not sure I'm about to send this one back with him. If they have one at school that you know, they're responsible for, then it's all the better for me. And looks like the last thing he was working on is up. Now the mouse isn't working. Oh, nope, I think I might have seen it. There we go. I found it. Wasn't coming up initially. But we're going to close everything as it's, you know, clearly just been running. Well, I'm actually very happy that, you know, we were able to fix it. As I stated, 21 bucks. I'll leave the description for the item down below and the link to the item. This doesn't happen every day, I'm sure, but for anybody that it does actually happen to, it does actually fall on the power button. This particular computer is an ACER, but you know, it can be much cheaper to fix an item yourself if you know what you're doing, you know what to look for, and you know how to spot those problems, for lack of a better word, and just be able to save yourself money instead of putting out another, you know, $500, $600, you know, $700 or more for a brand new computer. So with all of that being said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and that way you'll get my content that, you know, for whenever I bring it out, you'll get that content. I have plenty to talk about and go on with technology, so as it happens, as as I have more problems, fix more computers, you'll be the first to know. Thank you.